Uh, you know that I'm a human rights activist, and also uh, also I'm all the time in the activities against the dictatorship in Azerbaijan. And recently, just in February, I was in Köln at the demonstration against the dictatorship, and that day all my family was arrested, 12 members, and a granddaughter 2 years old of my sister was also arrested. And I just want to add one thing, that the Azerbaijani government and Aliyev's system is not only against the people who directly fight against the dictatorship, but they try for our activities out of Azerbaijan who is doing these things, for example, demonstrations and free speech as a journalist, and they try to get us silent through our families. They just, I can give you many examples. For example, Emin Milli and Habib Muntazir, and many of these activists are journalists' families get always arrested and tortured, that they want to give an information that we can get you here in Azerbaijan. Even if the European Union don't see this and still make partnership with the dictator Aliyev, it means directly they are working together. And I can say, I can give you many examples that we are here. For example, myself, 10 years already I'm as a human rights activist in Europe, and I have made maybe more than 200, 300 demonstrations to demonstrate that Aliyev is a dictator and he made an authoritarian regime in Azerbaijan. What is regime? For example, Aliyev gets angry when they say you are a dictator. If somebody is getting 4 or 5 members of government in the room and says, this is my wife Mehriban Aliyev and she will be the vice president of the country, this is not a dictator? How can he prove that he's a dictator? So, did he make any referendum? The referendums he made about the constitution of Azerbaijan, he is just spitting on the constitution, and European Union say nothing. And even with this action that he nominated his wife as a vice president, he didn't ask anyone, and even from the European Union didn't get any reaction. And when my family was arrested, and 2-year-old child of my sister and grandchild even, and I called many presses and newspapers and televisions and radios in Holland, because I'm Dutch citizen already 30 years. And even being a Dutch citizen, I was in 2009 in Azerbaijan in prison. Even the Dutch government called me, and the honorary consul came to my cell, said, you know what, we are not going to put down our business relations with the government of Aliyev. You can give any bribes and money, you can get yourself out of this prison. Otherwise, you will get 7 years prison. And after that, I called to these newspapers in February and everywhere, and they said, you know what, there is no headline. I said, what kind of headline you need if 2-year-old child in prison? And after that, they pushed my family to step out of my family. They had to refuse giving a letter to president, sign it, that all my family members had to sign the letter that they are not my family anymore. Can you imagine what kind of dictatorship can be? Can you imagine that people say, it's not my brother, and he signs a letter and sends to president, be happy, president, he's not anymore our brother, and he's against Azerbaijan, he's against Azerbaijani government, and he's a enemy of the country. So this kind of things, the European Union look like that, and then the people, 10 million of people just run from Azerbaijan. I get every day 20, 30 letters from my citizens from Azerbaijan. How can I flee the country? Because it's not anymore life here for us. You can't open your mouth. You don't get any salaries, because the doctors get 150 euro a month, and the pension monthly paid 70 euros a month, and people can't say anything. And Aliyev pumps this money to European Union to stay more on as a president and as a dictator. And the European Union accept this all money because we know a lot of cases that the European parliamentary members took money from Aliyev. What kind of proofs and need the European Union to stop dealing with this dictator, despot? I don't know. I am full of these things. I can hours talk about this. And unfortunately, the European Union and the politics of the European Union don't hear us. I leave it. As long as the money comes in, we don't say to Aliyev to give us money. He gives it. That's it.
We have a connection with one of the famous Azerbaijani journalists and the head of the first and last
Bu kadar dostlar, sağ olun.
agency, which is